Everybody, this is a meeting of the Finance Committee, and we are joined by Councilor Ocasio, myself, Devine, and Councilor Sullivan. And first item of business would be the minutes of our last meeting on March 10th.
Motion to take up item number 1.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, the only problem I saw was at the very end of the page, under discussion, and I did share it with Jeffrey, where it says, Divine welcome Police Chief Brian Keenan, as well as crime analyst Rihanna Diaz. She then noted that the order had already been in ordinance committee. She added that they decided to discuss it in ordinance. That should be finance instead of ordinance, and Jeffrey knows about that. So that's the only problem I saw, if everybody's okay with that.
Yep. So motion to accept the minutes with the amendment.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. So moved. Thank you. Okay, so tonight, the only order that we have on is Divine Sullivan ordered that the Board of Public Works be invited to a finance meeting to discuss roof repair projects. Section 37 of the Title VII states, the Board of Public Works shall have cognizance, direction, and control, and then under B, of the construction, alteration, repair, and care of public buildings. The board is aware of some challenges and issues associated with this project. These include interior damage due to roof leaks and the presence of mold. Before the contract closes out, and with acknowledgement of our responsibilities, we propose a discussion with the Finance Committee and all city representatives to the project to assure that the work meets all the expectations. Move that we take that up.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, and I do have 2 letters that I will read into the record. This is to Dear Administrator Zoller. At the meeting of Holyoke's Board of Public Works held on April 1st, 2025, the commissioners voted unanimously to request that the city fund a clerk of the works. Mary Monahan is here, so I just want to stop reading this. I guess we're not going to be calling it clerk of the works. It's going to be called owner's project manager.
No, I wrote it down because it's building quality inspector.
Building quality inspector.
Clerk of the works is an archaic term,
Yeah.
and we wanted to clarify exactly what the expectations were.
Okay. So building quality inspector?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. For the roof renovations of City Hall Annex, DPW, and Children's Museum / Volleyball Hall of Fame. Commissioners agree that the building quality inspector would report to the city engineer, who will be the city's contact for this project. It is our understanding that funding for this position can come from the city's ARPA funds. Please reach out to the city engineer, Matthew Sokop, with any questions or concern. Let us know how we can assist in securing this key position. Very truly yours, Mary Monahan, Chairman of the Holyoke Board of Public Works. And the next one is to Lisa Ball, City Solicitor. At the meeting of Holyoke's Board of Works held on April 1st, 2025, the commissioners voted unanimously to request the Solicitor's Office to secure services of KP Law to review project concerns associated with the roof renovations to City Hall Annex, DPW, and Children's Museum / Volleyball Hall of Fame. Discussions with city staff identified questions associated with change orders, scope creep, pricing, and contract compliance. And an early discussion with KP Law and city representatives would identify specific projects elements on which review should focus to ensure that upon project completion, work was performed according to contract terms and associated costs were proper and due. It is the board's understanding that available ARPA funds could be used to pay for these services. Please reach out if you have any questions. Very truly yours, Mary Monahan. So I make a motion that we accept those 2 letters.
So moved.
And tonight we have Libby Hernandez and Mary Monahan from the Board of Public Works. Welcome.
Thank you.
And before I ask them if they would like to say anything, do you have anything you'd like to ask? Or Mike, do you have anything? Okay, so the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So as noted in those letters, the board and staff have questions. There's no indication that there's any allegations being made. But as the Board of Public Works and with that authority, we had been seeing the leaks from the roofing project in DPW. We've been hearing the stories of additional leaks within the City Hall Annex and the issue with respect to mold. So knowing that this project is coming to an end within the next few months, we want to make sure that before that final check is issued, there's been a review and the public, the Board of Public Works, City Council, seeing all that happening, feels assured that the project was done according to contract terms and the final invoice to be paid is due and proper. And any repairs that are associated with the contractor, with any actions they took, have also been repaired before we close out this contract. So we're here with you tonight, but on April 1st, which is referred to in that
That
letter,
meeting, yeah.
we did have a special meeting of the Board of Public Works, and just so that your record notes who participated in this discussion, it included the full board, myself, Commissioner Hernandez, Commissioner Keatner, Matt Sokop, City Engineer, Victoria Houle, Assistant City Engineer, Matthew Peterson, the Building Supervisor for Hoyok Public Works, Michael Bissonette, Assistant City Solicitor, Leslie Ward, Building Commissioner, Alicia Zoller, Administrator for the Office for Community Development, Ashley Sturgis, Special Programs Manager, Office for Community Development, Rory
What was the
Casey-
last name?
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Sturges.
Okay.
Rory Casey, Treasurer, and Jamie Morrow, Interim Chief Procurement Officer. So we had a great conversation about questions. And out of that came the recommendation to reach out to the City Solicitor's Office to contract for a limited scope of work with KP Law to review the contract, to review the work to date, and to make sure that contractually it was done appropriately, and then to reach out to Alicia Zoller for funding to do that building quality manager
Okay.
position, so that we have someone regularly on site representing the city's interests, making sure that they are advocating on behalf of the city as this project comes to a conclusion.
Okay.
So, again, we're excited that we've got this consensus moving forward. Again, it's no allegations against anyone doing anything wrong, but it's just all those questions, those visuals aren't good.
You want to be on the safe side.
Yeah, so you want to make
Yep.
sure that things are done appropriately before it's too late to make any changes.
Especially with their ARPA funds and this representative, this new position, that will be also funded through ARPA funds?
Correct.
Okay.
When Alicia and I had a conversation earlier, and she felt confident that ARPA funding could pay for both of these contracts. And again, it's short money to ensure that almost a $5 million project was done appropriately.
Okay. Questions? Mike? Counselor Sullivan?
So this would not become a permanent full-time position?
No, it's specific to the project.
So that's,
And historically, DPW staff, whether it's the director or the engineer, tend to take the lead for representing the city's interests. But I was just looking back at the contract documents and just to note why this conversation needed to occur. These projects started 4 city engineers ago, including periods of time with vacancies. It started 1 interim DPW superintendent, 1 DPW director, 1 interim DPW director, including periods of vacancy. So in the short term, the few years that this project has been active, there's been a revolving
Yeah.
list of folks who have had responsibility. So, and it also includes 3 different procurement officials.
Okay.
So it's just wrapping this up nicely to make sure that the intent that was started is concluded.
Okay. Sounds good. Libby, you got anything else? Oh, and you,
No, I mean, I agree with what Mary's saying, and just to make sure that everything is being executed, and also if there's any, like, change of scope of work, that is being, like, analyzed and approved properly. that it's just not happening without, us knowing about it. Yeah, so it was a great meeting overall, and we're moving forward in a good direction, yeah.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I know that on a lot of these contracts, they get, especially these larger $1 million contracts, they can get pretty complicated, and especially with the change orders. A good, for example, is when something is discovered during the process. Once a change order goes in with certain state requirements, like in DEP, it's almost like they were just handed a blank check. So, it's good to have an expert on board that can look into these things and not allow the contractor to take full advantage of the loophole, let's call it, yeah. So, yeah.
Counselor, do you have any questions? Okay, so this building quality inspector, when do you anticipate that job will be posted and filled?
Don't know that. We passed on that issue through
Okay.
through economic development, community development, and hopefully we'll hear back within the next week or so. They only got the letter on April 2nd.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
ideally, they all know that there was a sense of urgency, so ideally, they're working on this, and next week, I would like to think we get an answer.
Yeah, just keep us up to date.
Will do.
Okay,
Do we have Mike Bissonette on board?
yeah.
I'd have a,
Motion to have Counselor Bissonette speak?
yeah. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mr. Sullivan.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
So my question
About-
here, my
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
Oops, sorry. My question here would be, do we need, is this a position that, are we gonna be in trouble here that we're creating a position, or is this more just like approving, hiring a consultant kind of thing? What,
Yeah, I think because of the specialized nature of what we're seeking, and the oversight and review, it's going to be a consultant that would fall under the rubric of the 30B exemptions, I believe. And we want to get somebody in and out fairly quickly. It seems as we explored this that the board was satisfied with the answers. I think wanted a little more involvement and sign off from the OPM, which I think is appropriate, and is doing a good job to protect the interests of the city here. And I think their attention was gotten by the $530,000 change order and some of the additional consultant fees. So they're satisfied where we're at. I'm satisfied, and I think Alicia and Lisa have been extraordinarily cooperative in trying to make sure all of this is transparent, and have been really bending over backwards to satisfy the inquiries. So I think everybody's on the same page, and most importantly, the same team right now. So thanks. It's a good question, Councilor.
Thank you.
yep. And going forward here, do we need to file now a separate order to move these funds?
I don't think so.
No, my understanding is this is going to be covered under the ARPA appropriation for the project, and that there is sufficient funds currently to cover the $530,000, as well as additional fees for KP Law to review, and for the, sorry, I'm an old head here, clerk of the works. So I think we're in pretty good shape financially as to the process set out here.
Yeah, so as I understand it, then it's just, if it's ARPA funds, it's just a decision of the mayor, really.
And it looks like they've certainly, the DPW has certainly done their homework with all the parties involved, so I appreciate that. I also wanted to recognize, I see Rory Casey is here. Rory, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I think this has been a great conversation. We're very to see this position come forward. It's something we've talked about for a while, so I'm glad. It was a good conversation at the meeting on the 1st, and I look forward to seeing this project close out.
Great. Any other questions? Would I hear a motion that the order's been complied with?
So moved?
All those in favor? Aye. Good night, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night, lady and gentlemen.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, so moved. All those in favor? Aye. Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Yep, thank you, you too. Okay.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night.